Hey, folks. Yeah, today I was supposed to be at the hotel or motel or whatever it is. Didn't work out that way. To be honest with you, I am so tired today and sore and hurting from. I loaded the Explorer to the gills, let me tell you. And I think what I'm going to have to do, unfortunately, is unload it and reload it and cut down on the things that I'm taking. Number one, it's way overloaded. Got way too much stuff. Secondly, I want to be able to load some things I didn't have room for. I didn't have room for my guitar. I didn't have room for my other little aluminum table and some other stuff that I really need to take that's higher priority than some of the things that I have. So what has occurred is going to give me a chance to do that because I really would like to take my guitar. There's not going to be a whole lot else to do at the campground. And there's some other things that I need too. And, well, I feel about half asleep. I slept about the normal amount I usually do, but it was a physically taxing day yesterday. Because there was a lot of heavy stuff I had to take out. And it's it's not a long ways from the house to where the Explorer is, but it's far enough. After about 100,000 trips, it seems like, out there. But anyway, like I said, I'm supposed to be... Man, my mouth's a little dry. Oh, man. You know how sometimes that you don't realize how thirsty you are until you start drinking, and then it's like, I was just going to take a sip. But anyway, I had it all loaded. Oh, yeah, and something else I had forgotten. I was going to put copper in the Explorer and take off. I left all my medications in here. I was going 100 miles an hour yesterday. My mind was racing, trying to get everything, because it's like, here it was about 5:30 by the time we were actually getting out of here, and I meant to get out of here around 1 and get, it was only about a 2.5 hour drive to where I was staying the first night. So here it is, it was like 5:30. It's going to be 8 o'clock by the time I get there, and that's since I still had to stop for gas because, like a dork, I forgot to do it yesterday afternoon when I was out. I just got too many things in my head going on, and trying to remember everything that I wanted to take. Well, anyway, so we go to leave, and of course, Copper used to go riding in the Explorer all the time with me, but he just hasn't gone for a while. And I think there's something with his hips, because like a lot of times if I would go in and lay on the bed, he would come in there and just jump right up on the bed. Well, then he started coming in and trying to, put his paws up on the bed and try to pull himself up, and couldn't do it. And then he just quit trying. He wouldn't even try to get on the bed. He'd just come in and lay down on the floor. And I'd be like, jump, jump, jump. Normally, I told him jump. He'd jump right up there. Well, he won't jump now. I don't think he can jump. So I go to put him in the Explorer last night, and he puts his paws up there, and he tries to pull himself up and can't do it. Well, he is well over 100 pounds. Well over 100 pounds. In fact, even my neighbor said so last night. I said he was 100 pounds. He goes, oh, he's a lot more than that. So anyway, he's putting his paws up there and he can't get in there. So I go down and I try to lift him up and I can't. He's so heavy. I can't. Especially bending down with a bad back. No. And I'm trying to like grab onto his butt, and pull him up. Not budging. So I was out there for about an hour. In fact, the neighbors across the street were out there. They were out there building their little bonfire. They have a little fire pit out there in front of their place. They'll sit out there and drink beer and have a little fire going. They're out there chopping wood. Well, Copper didn't like the sound of that. He was like wincing every time they would chop something. He was like, so he was distracted by that, number one. So he tried to pull himself up, couldn't get up there. I couldn't lift him. I kept trying to get him to jump. And normally, like I patted the seat, patted the seat and he'd, come on, jump, jump, jump. And before, he would just jump right up there. Well, he wasn't about to jump. I don't think he can. So I was out there for like an hour, and I was getting so frustrated because it was getting later and later and later. And I'm like, come on, Copper, get up there, we gotta go. And then finally, he just started fighting me. He kept trying to, I had let him off the leash initially to get him up there, and he took off, He doesn't mind very well. I've tried to train him. But I said, no, come here. No. And he just zipped around the Explorer, and next thing I know, went back to the back door where he goes in and out all the time. And he's there at the back door wanting to go back in the house. So I had to put him back on leash and got him back out to the Explorer. He did not want to go. And tried to get him to go in there. He wouldn't do it. And then he'd just lay down. The neighbor came across this. He goes, you need some help? And I'm like, yeah. So the neighbor comes across the street. Well, he got within about, let's say, between 10 and 5 feet from us. And Copper's like, arr. And then he took a couple of steps forward, and Copper's like, boom, barks at him, Arr. So he's like, warning him, don't come any closer. And I'm telling Copper, it's okay. And Copper's like, arr. He's looking at me right now. Arr, wouldn't you? Arr. So I was getting all kinds of frustrated because it's like, we got to make this reservation. We've got to make it on time. And I hadn't eaten anything yet either. And so I was like, my blood sugar starts going a little haywire when I don't eat, and then I get grouchy. My mom was the same way. She's telling her blood sugar was low because she'd, And then after she'd eat something, she's fine. And I'm kind of like a lot the same way. But I was hungry because I knew, okay, it's going to be 2.5 hours before we get there, and I can get the motel room. Then there was a restaurant right there, right by the motel. So I'm like, I'm starving. I'm getting really frustrated because Copper's not cooperating. And finally, like I said, he wouldn't cooperate at all. I couldn't even get him to try. I'd try to get him to go up there, and he'd just lay down. Either that or he'd try to get away from me and go back to the house. But at the end, he would just lay down. Just plop right on the ground. So I finally realized, like I said, I was out there for at least an hour trying to get him to get in the rig. And so finally I realized it's futile. He's not going to cooperate. He's not going to try anymore. I can't lift him. What else do I do? So I came back in the house and called the motel. And told them I had to cancel because I was stuck here, So I contemplated what to do because there's no way I'm getting him in there as is. So one thing I thought about was making a little step thing, but it's like, I don't know how that would work. So then I started looking up dog ramps on, first I looked on Walmart, but the Walmart delivery is a lot longer than Amazon. And I didn't find as good a dog ramps or as cheap on Walmart as I did on Amazon. So I finally found one on Amazon, $75 later, and that was one of the cheaper ones. I mean, there was a lot of them that were like 100 and 150, 160, 190, just for a freaking ramp. And there were some other ones that were like a little cheaper, but the way they were set up, there was one that had like steps, which would be perfect if they were closer together. But they were like, it's kind of hard to see, but I mean, they were like way, way apart. And it's like, that would be really hard just getting him to traverse those. He'd be nervous. And coming down would be even harder. So I finally found one that it's got like carpet on it, where it's, what do they call it? But anyway, so his feet won't slip. It's anti-slip or whatever. Found it, and it was high enough. There was a couple of other ones I was looking at that I really liked, but they were only like, one was like 19 inches high. Well, that ain't gonna work. So found another one that was like 24. It's like, no. And this one, you can adjust it clear up to 62. So, I can adjust it for the height of, getting into the Explorer. So I ordered that, which, like I say, I don't like having to spend $75, but I don't have any other choice. There's no other way, unless I hire a crane. There's no other way of getting him in the rig. So like I say, that won't be here till the 28th. So what I'll do is hopefully it'll get here early so I can go out and train him on it a little bit. So then the next morning, could just go out there, right up the thing, get in it, and hit the road. That's what I'm hoping. That's the best case scenario. I don't really think he'll have a problem going up it. I think what I might do is just lay it out flat and just walk him over it a few times, get him used to it, let him see that this is not the boogeyman. It's, that it's something, and then like put a treat at the end of it. Like take one of his milk bones, and if he walks the length of it, he gets to the milk bone. And I can do the same thing too, is I can put the milk bone up on the seat and show it to him and say, here it is, put it up there, and then he right up the thing. I think that might be the best way to train him to do it. If any of you have better ideas, let me know, but I just want to get him used to it. So I hope, like I said, I hope it gets here early on the 28th so I can, train him on it, and then like I said, next morning just zip right up it, and I'll have to use it each time we stop somewhere. But of course the first day I'm going to try to stay at the same motel that I was going to stay at, so it'll only be a 2.5 hour drive the first day. And yesterday, I actually think it would have been a bit you tell I'm tired. It would have been bad leaving last night because I was like dead tired. I was just exhausted, physically exhausted after spending the day loading it, and a lot of heavy stuff. And I was just pooped. And then I'm pretty much night blind anymore. So it was about 5:30. It was already getting dark. It wasn't totally pitch black dark, but it was by the time we'd have gotten gas and hit the freeway, it would have been pitch black. So I don't like driving in the dark. I'd be driving in the dark all the way. I don't really like that idea because I just don't do well anymore. Not totally night blind, but I have a tough time. So this way, at least, even though I don't like waiting another week, I wanted to get out of here. I was really looking forward to it. And I still am. It's just that I wish it didn't take so long to get that ramp here. I wish it was like a 2-day, but I couldn't find anything that was going to be sooner. That was 28th was the earliest day on any of them. Most of them were like January 3rd and 4th. Everything on Walmart was like after January 4th, 5th, 6th. It's like, no, that's too long. So that's why I looked on Amazon. I was like, oh, okay, that's a little better. Get it within a week instead of 3 or 4 weeks or whatever. So anyway, that's where it stands right now. Like I say, I should already be on my trip. In fact, I should be on my way down into Nevada today from where I was staying the first night. But unfortunately, I'm not, because Fatso there can't get in the thing. So I think it'll be fine with the ramp, as long as he has that ramp to go up and get him used to it. Like I say, the day before, I think it'll be fine. Better be. That's all I can say. But that's it for now. I don't have anything else to add other than that. I just want to make sure that I get everything taken that I need to take, because I was actually leaving some stuff here that I really needed to take, but I was in such a hurry. So it's actually a good thing I didn't leave last night, because I'd have left all my medication here, all of it. All of it was still here in this room. That would have sucked. Let me tell you, if I'd have gotten all the way there and found out I didn't have my meds, because I'd have had to come all the way back and come get them. I wouldn't have any choice. So my doctor's office was good enough to give me, I've still got like 2 weeks left on they put them in the bubble packs. I've got 2 weeks worth of or about a week and a half worth of bubble packs left. And then they just delivered me my whole next month's worth. They bring them up to the house. So that's nice. So I have pretty much a month and a half of meds. But by that time, they're going to send all my prescriptions to Walmart. And there's a Walmart in Lake Havasu City. So I told them to just send it there. So I can go in and get them all filled and all that refilled. So anyway, I'm just like, today I'm just resting, because I'm so tired from yesterday. I'm just totally worn out still. I mean, I don't have the energy that I used to have, because that was a lot of work yesterday to load that thing up. I mean, it's packed. I mean, when I say packed, I mean packed. So in the long run, I know, my sister was expecting me to be out of here, but, and I fully intended to be, But some things, you just don't have any control over. And I thought we'd just go out there and, because like I say, Copper's used to riding in the Explorer, but this time he couldn't get in it. It's been a while since he's been in it. You know, it's been quite a while. So anyway, that's it. Like I say, I plan on leaving on the 29th. And we'll go from there. Alrighty. Take care.